our society is based off of pop culture. What's trendy, what's hot. So what's trendy and hot is to talk about, oh my God, what's going to happen with schools reopening, right? So even today, before I got on this conversation, I was watching the UFT, which is the United Federation for Teachers, that's the union for New York City teachers. And they all got together, the president got together with various constituents from different industries, whether it was medical, national level, teachers, advocates, parents, just to talk about how New York City is not ready to open up schools, and they need to follow a specific protocol in order to ensure that every single child is okay to move forward, right? And so here's an agency who's saying, no, stop, pump the brakes, because we have 1.1 million children who need to go back to schools. Because of the fact that now we're addressing the inequities. Every school didn't have a nurse. How is it possible that there have been schools for the past 2-3 years who did not have a nurse in their building with over 800 kids in a building, right? That's a problem. That's a health issue problem. How is it possible that many schools don't even have the PPE equipment to go back into their buildings? They don't have the cleaning solutions to go back into their buildings. So my question is, what do we have in place, and what were the systems prior to COVID? This is what it looked like before we got to that place. So once we get past this, let's say 2 months from now, the dust settles. Fingers crossed. And it might be that we're all still remote. So now the next question will be, what will instruction look like? Have we provide professional development for the teachers to be online? With all that's going on in the world, how have we made sure that the curriculum that teachers and children are learning is actually reflective of the world we're living in? That it's not monolithic, that it's not specifically to one group, right? And one history, as opposed to history in general. Those being people of color, those who are indigenous, how do they show up in history? How do they show up in books? How do they show up in just the language alone that we use in terms of assessments? That conversation has been yet to be had, right? And if we don't have those conversations, if we lack representation, what does it then look like in the workplace? So when we talk about diversity, how can we discuss diversity in the workplace when we don't even discuss diversity in our kids' content of what they're learning in schools?